Welcome to What's the Scenario with PLRB, where we explore claims and coverage scenarios relevant to insurance professionals.
Right.
I'm Brendan McLaughlin, Education Counsel at PLRB, and today I'll be joined by Mike Brode, VP of Meetings and Education at PLRB. So, what's the scenario?
Yeah, good question.
A fire broke out in the insured's basement, where various household and personal items were stored. The insured husband is a recreational pilot and has his very own airplane propeller part down there.
Oh,
His wife is an accountant,
right.
and their 2 children and a dog also live in the home with them. The fire caused heavy smoke and heat damage throughout the basement and adjoining utility room. The insured provided a personal property inventory form listing everything believed to be damaged or destroyed. What falls under property not covered?
Ooh.
In this preview of the PACE program's personal lines course, we'll explore the basics of the property not covered clause.
What kind of dog do they have, Brennan? Do you know?
They didn't list that on their inventory
All
form.
right, you better
Just
make
dog.
that up quick. Okay, we'll go with Cocker Spaniel, maybe? That would be good, yeah.
Let's go with that.
All right.
Actually, you better not be listing your dog on the personal property. That would be a really sad story.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good point. I'm just curious in the scenario, what kind of... Sure, the pup made it out fine, but I'd love to know what kind of dogs people have. So there we go.
Yeah. Well, let's head into the deck page here.
Oh, yes.
And for today's location, our residence premise is here in the Merrillville Public Library.
Yeah, go figure.
Yeah.
I'm not in my comfortable, dark family room. I'm here with you in a cool little box kind of a thing with soundproofing materials. And yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, they call it the libratory. It's really cool. And I've had this background before, but I bet you didn't know I was in a perfect cube.
Right. I thought you were wrapping yourself in packing materials and just trying to be quiet. But no, this is really cool. Yeah, the whole setup is really neat. And shout out to the library. Fantastic job.
Yeah, very cool.
And I'm having a lovely trip to Indiana. I mean, who knew how wonderful Indiana was?
Yeah, I was glad that you're passing through, and now we get to talk in person.
Right.
It's really fun,
This is very exciting. Just kind of odd, but yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah.
Oddly exciting. Run into it. Yes, same spot.
Yeah, we're leveling up. All right, well, let's head into the scenario.
All right.
So,
first, did you want to go? I know we've talked about it before, but we're talking once again about this PACE program. So, as an outsider, what is this odd PACE program? What's that all about, Brennan?
Yeah, absolutely. And, some people are listening week to week, and some people will find this later as they look up property not covered. So we're talking about the PACE program, and this is PLRB's certificate and designation program, where we bring you from, if you're new to the industry, ready to be onboarded, we'll bring you up to speed. If you're experienced, there'll be a lot of different materials for you as we kind of have gathered all the material that goes into the narrative of claims handling every step along the way for you to hop in and learn about, from coverage to investigation to through to resolution. We're covering every step of the claims process. And this year, right now, we're focusing on personalized property.
Oh, excellent. It's our favorite, yes.
The first certificate and designation that we're launching very soon. And within that program, we're starting off with an introduction that kind of covers all the steps to a coverage analysis. And then we're diving deep into, the different stages of coverage, from the coverage types to causation, through to the exclusions and even the insured's duties. So really getting deep into the policy.
Wow.
And then on the back half of it, we're looking into investigation. So we're really getting into, those details of the common losses, diving into fire specifically, water, roofing, cats, and ending strong with resolution. So that track, that whole thing I just talked about, personalized property track, we'll be doing more tracks like that, focusing on other areas like CGL and auto and things like that in the future. But this is where we're starting out. We really want to take you through every step of a personalized property claim.
I like it. Yeah. And what kind of cats are we going to be focused on, like tabbies or hairless? Or...
You really want to know the breeds, don't you? Yeah. I once asked the weather folks about
Uh-huh.
that. I feel like they should get more puns about
I agree.
the
The
cats.
cats they
Yeah.
deal with. Yeah, all right. We're here all week.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, catastrophes, right?
Oh
Not
yeah.
cats. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
All right, I'm with you now. All right.
Yeah. Everything from, not just considerations about, hey, what's a hurricane, what goes
Right.
into an earthquake, but also delving into, hey, how do you physically get
Right.
access to
How
these
do you
sites?
mobilize a team too?
Yeah.
Yeah, all that fun stuff. So
Yeah. So thinking about the practicalities of it and other interesting things in this section, like we talk about, hey, what makes up an American residential home?
Oh,
Like getting into plumbing structures, getting
okay.
into, how roofs are often constructed, the different material types you can have on there, where you might expect to see wiring and what the type of pipe indicates about maybe where it's going, where it's flowing, which can have coverage implications. So,
Excellent.
yeah, a lot of really interesting stuff in this.
Like if a home has one of these cool podcast rooms built into it, who knows? Maybe they have a little podcast
You know what?
thingy.
That might have business
Yeah.
implications.
Ooh, good point.
Yeah,
And there might be coverage implications there too. Oh
there
boy,
you go.
this sounds exciting.
Maybe that'll be a scenario one
Oh
of these
yeah.
days.
All right.
Yeah,
Can't wait.
yeah. But for now, in this insurance
Yes.
basement, they did not have a podcasting
Okay.
studio. They did have some interesting stuff.
Right.
And we were looking at the property not covered um, section of the policy, provision of the policy.
Okay.
So we already have an exclusion
Right.
section.
That's what I was thinking. You already have exclusions. So now we have something called property not covered as well, right? So it's kind of exclusionary too, right? Because it's property not covered.
Sure. Yeah, I could see where someone coming into this would be like, why? Why are both?
Right.
Why are we talking about both exclusions? And then also separate area for property not covered. And really, the difference is that when you talk about exclusions, you're looking at the cause.
Right.
You're looking at what caused the damage, why was the damage caused, and here you're looking at what is damage, what is the property itself.
Exclusions too could be, hey, maybe it's covered under a different type of policy, maybe it's just something that's uninsurable. And I don't know every property not covered, but I think there you're right. It gets to the property, and sometimes it's like stuff that is hard to quantify or just doesn't make sense to insure under a first line's homeowners policy. But that's what we're going to get into, right, Brian?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
So there's a whole 14 categories. A lot of stuff. We're not going to go through them all, but things like
you
you're
sure?
saying.
Come on, Brennan.
We're going to make it simple for you. We're animals, birds, and fish are listed. Motor vehicles and their parts, except those used to service the residence. Hovercraft and its parts. Property of a home sharing occupant. So it's just a long list.
Right.
And we have actually placed these 14 categories in 6 groups, and I'll show this on the YouTube component, the visual component.
Okay.
But this is just a little sampling of what we can do with the designation program. And we've got these things called clickable graphics, so we can have these kind of listing out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you can kind of click on different areas. We can do this too with images and have image hotspots where you can click on and find more information. So the areas that we've grouped this into are, scheduled property.
Okay.
So thinking about things that have been separately insured or listed elsewhere. Living things, and that's where I mentioned animal, birds, and fish.
Like our Cocker Spaniels.
Yeah,
see? That's why I mentioned
Cocker
it.
Spaniels, your tabbies.
Right.
Everything you got.
Your hairless Egyptian cat
for all
that
the
you might have.
breeds.
Yes. All right.
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
The motorized or transport equipment. That's where I said motor vehicles and their parts. Aircraft, including any parts, whether or not attached to the aircraft. Hovercraft and its parts. Though in Florida they got the things that go on the swamp.
Those airboats, yeah.
Important enough to list explicitly.
Right.
Property related to rental or home sharing activities. Electronic business and financial property. That's data, software, business records in electronic form, virtual currency, credit cards, that kind of thing.
Not a podcast room.
Not a podcast room. That's very physical.
Yeah.
And non-traditional property, like controlled substances, like cannabis or anything like that. And water or steam. Have you ever heard of that coming up?
not the steam so much, but water I have. Oh, and sometimes, yeah, because folks will claim like if they had a large water leak that we owe for the increased money involved with their water bill because of all that water that leaked out. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that one we could get into maybe at a later episode because
Yeah.
technically it might be personal property. So,
And I know that's covered in our personalized property
oh
track as
boy,
well.
what excitement.
There's a
All
little
right.
bit of a scenario on that in there. So let's head into our
All
scenario.
right.
We had this couple who had a fire in their
All
basement,
right.
just a whole pile of property down there.
But the kids and the dog
Yeah,
got out fine. No
kids and the
worries there.
Cocker
Yes,
Spaniel,
sir.
everybody's out fine. So they sent in a property list,
All right.
and so this is another thing we can do with our designation program. We've got these kind of sample documents
Uh-huh.
that an adjuster might see in their line of work, and so really kind of trying to get at what is the adjuster experience here, and graphically we're keeping it very simple because we're not trying to be you know too detailed with that, but we've kind of got a list here. You might see a property inventory list, kids' bicycles too, and then maybe the estimated replacement cost for
Sure.
$300. Pet dogs, food and leash, $75. Virtual currency, $5,000. Plastic storage totes, $48. They just got a whole list
Sure.
here. I'll put up the visual, but a whole list of stuff. And the game show component of this, I put in the title of the episode. Personal property inventory game
Ooh,
show.
all right.
So you're going to be the quiz. I'll have to be the host.
All right.
You'll be the quizzee. I'll be the quizzer.
I will warn our hundreds of thousands of listeners out there that I was a casualty person. So, property, it was a hobby. So I might not do too well, Brendan.
That's what makes it fun. I'm hoping you get at least one wrong so you show you what happens.
Oh, I'll get one wrong. No worries there.
So I wanted to show off this really cool thing our colleague made, which is kind of a sorting exercise, because it's fantastic. We've got a lot of videos, we've got a lot of articles. Sometimes you like a little bit more engagement,
something different than text. Yeah, I'm with you.
Really get into it. So this is a game show you can play under in this track. So let's see what you think, and I think there's some disclaimers here that some of this might be arguable.
Oh, okay, good.
Because
it's my favorite kind.
Insurance industry, we love to argue, love to talk about the what could be covered. Well, hold on a minute. Can this speak? Can this
come
really be
on.
covered? So, might be arguable, but let's dive into it.
Okay.
Question number 1.
Yes.
Plastic storage totes, covered, property not covered.
Plastic. So might be harmful to the environment. I'm gonna go with covered though, Brennan.
Let's give it a try. Bing.
Ding 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 ding. Yay.
All right. Your Cocker Spaniel, the pet dog. I don't think we decided on a name.
All right.
But the food and the leash.
Food and the leash. Now Fido, we found out.
Fido,
unfortunately, the Cocker Spaniel would. I don't consider my dogs animals. They're humans. They're part of our family. But technically, probably a court wouldn't agree with me there. So I'd say that would probably be animal, which is property not covered. But the food and the leash. Oh, wait, maybe. All right. Well, I'm going food and leash. Yes, covered, but dog, no.
All right, let's try it.
All right,
food and leash. We're good. I think you're right. The dog, if they listed the dog,
too bad.
We'd have to say no.
Right.
That might be another problem.
Right.
Bottles of wine.
Well, there's no insurance policy in the world that's not going to cover my wine. I don't know. Alcohol, contraband, matters where the wine came from. Oh, just for funsies, I'm going to go with no. It's not covered. Property not covered wine.
Controlled substance. Nope, it's fine. It's just it's alcohol. I don't know. Maybe if they were underage homeowners.
Right.
That would be an interesting scenario. But just by itself, the object itself is not really a controlled substance. So you showed us what happened. If you get a no, it shakes its head a little bit and sends you back and gives you another try.
Oh, okay. So on my second try, I'll go with yes. All right. Yay.
There we go. There's only 2 choices. So the kids' bicycles. They're a vehicle.
They are.
They're moving
not
around.
Motorized, so I'm going to go with yes. Quit trying to fool me, Brian.
They're motorized by their feet, but not falling under that provision.
Excellent.
Cans of paint.
Cans of paint. Well, Now, and not me personally, but I know there's certain folks that use cans of paint in sort of a huffing, sniffing kind of a thing as a drug. So I'm going to go with that paint is a controlled substance and it is not covered.
Let's try it. Ah, we got another shaker for the
All
head.
right. Then
And
yes, I mean
we
yes.
are
Of course,
looking
it's
at
just paint. It isn't used for any purpose other than painting. So of course that's covered. What was I thinking?
There you go.
All right, good.
The wine fridge.
Well, if the wine's covered, then the darn wine fridge is going to be covered.
Better be.
Yes.
Let's see. All right, cannabis gummies.
Ooh, now they're gummies. Controlled.
They're
They're
basically
legal
fruit
now. Yeah,
snacks.
they're legal. Both, believe it or not, they're legal here in Indiana, are they not? Or no? Just
I don't
recommended
think
or
so. Because every time I drive to Illinois, I pass about 50
right?
billboards advertising Exit One.
Oh, you
And
can
I
get
know all
your
about the Exit One
cannabis
uh
stores.
Exit One
How do you know about the?
strategy
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
because every time I come into my home state of Indiana here, there's 5,000 billboards for fireworks.
Right.
I live right at the fireworks central of the world because everybody from Illinois is coming over to Exit One to get their fireworks. So I go into Michigan and I see all the billboards for
cannabis.
cannabis,
Well,
and
huh?
I think this is another Exit One situation.
You're right. But Ohio too, because I come in the other way into Indiana, and you're right. I don't know. I don't think it's Richmond when you first get in, but right when you cross the border, yeah, there's the huge Shelton fireworks, the largest fireworks
Yeah.
factory in the U.S. And it's right. You're right. So exit one. I thought you were going to say, you're always when you're traveling into our home office, you stop at exit one to get your cannabis edibles before you
You know,
have to put up with me all day.
I
Is that
haven't seen those going into. I see them when I drive into Michigan. I don't see them when I drive
all
into
right?
Illinois.
Very good.
Maybe it's an
Maybe there's a
advertisement
business opportunity. for us.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, I'm sorry. Where? Oh, I'm going to say that's probably a controlled substance running and not covered. What do you think?
Oh, our
Ah,
first yes on a property
yes.
not covered.
Yay.
All right, we've got some Bitcoin stored on an external hard drive.
Oh,
Here we've got a physical object with some virtual currency on it. What are we thinking here?
I think you already said, because I listen, Brennan, when you speak, that this kind of digital currency would be property not covered, I thought, but all right.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and that's interesting. It's the noun there is virtual currency. I wonder if you get the value of the physical hard drive itself. But I think
Probably.
that's a very
That wouldn't
reasonable
be
argument.
questionable, but yeah, I
But
think,
the
yeah,
virtual
because
currency itself,
right.
yeah.
How would you verify? Well, I guess you could through some blockchain, or I don't even know how you verify what you had on a hard drive. I mean,
There's so many coins out
Right.
there now, and when do you value it? And it's not something that you want to wade into on your very basic homeowners policy.
Right.
That's the kind of situation. Sometimes you have exclusions or property not covered for the purpose of, this is something a little bit more sophisticated outside
Right.
the range of what the intended risk is. So we want to leave that for maybe an endorsement.
Get a scheduled policy to cover all
Sure.
that wonderful stuff. Pay the right
Yeah.
premium, right, so that there's a fair premium for the risk. Oh, we're good in the insurance industry. We'll find some way to get it covered. Maybe not even the cannabis edibles, I guess, some way. There's got to be, there's some specialty writer out there that's doing that stuff.
Yeah, I feel like
no
we've
doubt.
talked about that before.
Oh, I hope so. Since we're using gummies at the time, we don't remember, right?
Yeah, there you go. Hey. We've got a paint sprayer and power tools. We already talked about the paint. Now we've got the paint sprayer.
Oh, then they clearly must be covered, Brennan.
The wine's covered, the wine fridge is covered,
Right.
the paint's covered, and so's the paint sprayer.
Bing, 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 bing.
All right, spare aircraft propeller. This is a former pilot. They've somehow procured a propeller without anyone noticing, rolled it up against their wall for decoration.
So it's spare, not being used actively on an aircraft. I kind of remember you talking about this too, but I forget. It's been so long, and all the marijuana discussion got me distracted. Oh, I'm going to go with, of course, it's covered. It's a wall art.
Right, it's just decoration art. Well, no, because the wording is very specific when it comes to all that. And we've got a little bit of a breakdown of, there's motorized vehicle.
Right.
And there's also specifically segment here about the aircraft,
parts and pieces or something.
including any
Yeah.
parts, whether attached to an aircraft or not.
Now it's coming back to me.
And,
Right.
it seems pretty innocent. Hey, this is just wall art.
Right.
But, it was valued at $2,500.
Wow.
Or actually, yeah, $2,500. Because, yeah, that's a really specialized piece of equipment. So you get into, again, that's just something that was not envisioned. How
Your
normal
standard
person
home.
wouldn't have this
Right.
kind
Who's
of
got that laying around
precious
their house other
object.
than a pilot? Right.
Yeah, yeah.
I actually
yeah.
did have a friend growing up that they had
Oh,
no wooden propeller. Seriously, same thing.
all
Had
right.
like a chip off of it in the side, so yeah, it was not usable anymore. And yeah, they had to display it in their basement. So
Oh,
so
all right.
I don't think anything ever happened to it, but this was Little Mike Road before I was even in insurance. So I
There
didn't
you
think it was
go.
anything but cool. But I could have told them later in life, that's not covered.
Go get it scheduled.
Right,
or
get it
something.
scheduled. Talk to your
Yeah.
agent quickly.
Yeah. No, that's really on topic. That's
Uh-huh.
perfect.
Yeah.
And I'll throw out a couple disclaimers before we head out.
Oh, my favorite part.
A lot of times, like we say a lot of the time around here, you want to check those definitions
Right.
section. Because sometimes, especially if they're in quotes, home sharing, host activities, home sharing occupant, cannabis even might be in quotes. So check that definition section.
Right.
And remember too that terms are interpreted narrowly when they're considered ambiguous by
Right.
courts. But
And against the insurance carrier because we're the ones who wrote the contract. So
exactly.
right.
But that only happens when the policy language is unclear and reasonably open to multiple meanings. And when you look at something that says, for example, aircraft parts even when
Right.
not attached, hey, that's exactly what this
What
is.
you call that, I call wall art. So we'll take it to the judge, Brendan. See what
Right.
happens. All right.
Just because you can argue it doesn't mean it's reasonably open to multiple.
Well,
you can
yes.
argue lots of
Let's
things.
not say that now, sir. All right.
But yeah, no, this has been a really fun game show, and you can go play it yourself in this
Yes.
section of the PACE program. So let's head into our 3 key takeaways.
Ooh, yes.
All right. Our first key takeaway, definitely wanted to mention that property not covered excludes coverage based on what was damaged as opposed to why it was damaged.
All right.
For our second key takeaway, be sure to review your policy carefully
Yes.
and think about why certain items might be excluded. Is it something that belongs in a schedule? Is it something that was not really considered by the underwriters at the level of risk that this policy was written for? For our third key takeaway, motorized equipment is a particular area of complication
Yes.
in property not covered. So take a close look at those segments and take a close look at this section for a little bit more. As for where an adjuster can go to learn more, you can check out plrb.org, but you'll also have to check out the PACE program.
Oh, yeah.
And as of today, it's not yet launched, so we've got a link up here for you to visit a type form and enter in your email to receive updates on that. I'll put that link in the show notes. And there you'll also find a recap of the key points from this episode and links to our social media.
Right.
Don't forget to subscribe and rate us. And
5
please
stars.
give us a call, 5 stars at 630-509-8704, and leave a voicemail to share your adjuster story.
Yes, yes.
We'll see you next time.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye-bye. The views and opinions expressed in this resource are those of the individual speaker and not necessarily those of the Property and Liability Resource Bureau, its membership, or any organization with which the presenter is employed or affiliated. The information, ideas, and opinions are presented as information only and not as legal advice or offers of representation. Individual policy language and state laws vary, and listeners should rely on guidance from their companies and counsel as appropriate.